Hello there and welcome back to Bad North. This is the 2-hero challenge. We have Wilbur with heavy load and the bomb, and Ingram with energetic and the Warhammer. And I'm back to Bad North. I didn't think I'd be saying this. I thought I'd done enough of this game, but actually I've got the itch back. I come up with a few challenges, and the first challenge that I've come up with, as you can see from the title of this video, is can we complete Bad North on very hard with just 2 heroes or 2 units. And so what I think we're going to go for is swordsman, and we're going to go for pikes. So no archers. We might, if you enjoy this one and if a lot of you watch it and like it and subscribe, we might then do archers and pikes or archers and swords. But first we need to work out if this is even possible. This is a kind of a different format of video, as you can see. So far, doing okay. We've got the Warhammer, we've got bombs here, so I'm trying to see if I can use this Warhammer here, which did go perfectly. Chuck a bomb. These first rounds should be okay. We should do well. We've got some really good characters. I'll talk about them in a second, but yeah, this is seeing if we can do it. And yeah, the video format is slightly different, so I've pre-recorded these videos and now I'm recording my voice over the top of them. The reason for that is my life situation. I've got married, I'm having a baby, and the time I'm able to do my recording is at work, but I can't record my voice at the same time. So during my lunch breaks I'm doing some recording, and then I'm doing my voice recording over the top of that. So let me know if you like that format. If you don't like that format, it's kind of the best way I can get these videos done. Right, we're onto this island, Stronce. As I say, we've got strong characters at the moment. Early on, this should be relatively easy because we've got the bomb, we've got the Warhammer, and the fact that we've got an energetic character with Warhammer means that we can use a Warhammer more regularly. The other trait that we've got with the bomb means that we can use 1 extra bomb per use. So as you saw, we didn't have just 1 bomb, we've got 2 bombs. Not on Ingram, that's on Wilbur. You can see Wilbur's got 2 bombs. Normally you'd have 1 bomb, but because of his trait, he's got 2 bombs. So I'm going to make the most of one of the bombs here. The bombs have got a kind of a specific timing. It's slightly different to the Warhammer. The Warhammer, the timing, you need to go a little bit earlier than the bomb. The bomb takes a bit of time to throw and then go through the air. So as you can see, we're throwing that bomb quite early and it's still a bit late. So it is going to need me to be very good at the bomb. The other thing to say about this challenge, as we do these first levels, and as you can see, they're not too bad. We're going to just kind of maybe try and use a Warhammer now. It's replenished really quickly, so I'm running in here, see if I can maybe just attack these first dudes and then use the Warhammer for the second boat, which I think is going to be possible. Just as we want to let it land, that's good, and then finish them off. Yeah, something else to say about this run is that this has been really tricky. This is not the first run you're watching here. I have died a lot of times doing this. So 2 heroes or two units for the whole game of Bad North, let me tell you, is not easy. I'll tell you another thing that was really not fun. Okay, are we going to choose pikes? We're going to choose swords. We're going to go pikes first of all with Wilbur, with the bombs. Probably not the best item to go with bombs, but I think the Warhammer's better with swordsmen. So that's why I'm going with pikes with the bombs. I already completed this challenge, and my recording was in the wrong aspect ratio, and I lost a lot of items, a lot of the screen off the bottom and top of the recording, and so I had to re-record me fighting with 2 heroes, which is very annoying. So yeah, I've already done this once, but I did do some learning from the first challenge. Okay, we got archers incoming. We're trying to move our pikes away from those archers, obviously, and then we'll rush in with our swords. What I learned from my first recording is that the thing that we need is a lot of different ways to kill big groups. Because we've only got 2 units, we can get overwhelmed easily, and so we're going to get hopefully swordsman with plunge. That gives us one sort of kind of big attack. We're going to get the pike rush. We've got the warhammer. And I thought, well, the first time I completed this, I had the warhorn. Warhorn was good, but I felt like I could do with another way of attacking. And so what I've done is gone for bombs on this one. I'm going to use a warhammer, and then am I going to replenish? I would have replenished if it was me. My past me agrees with future me. I think that's how I put it. Okay, so now we've got some archers incoming, and we've only got pikes. So we're going to probably try and throw a bomb. I'm going to throw it just in front of where I think they're going to be. Okay. Pikes can still deal with archers, they just don't do it well. And so we're going to rush him. Swordsman will actually do a better job. I probably should have done that. The pikes would have still done it. So good. Completed that level. 5 coins. And the next thing to do is to try and upgrade our swordsman into infantry. Have we got enough coins to do that? I think we do. We've got 9 coins. So we're going to go to Ingram. We're going to go to infantry. We're going to buy that upgrade. Oh, and so far so good. The other thing that we need to do is we're going to be skipping a lot of islands. We can't go and fight other islands. And the only islands we're going to... We are a little bit ahead of the turn timer, but not far. So we can't spend loads of time fighting other islands. And if we do fight other islands, we want to make sure they're worth a lot of coins. I'm talking not 1 or 2, like a lot of coins. So we're going to be going straight towards the final island. The positive thing about having only 2 characters is that we don't need as many coins as we would with more units. So although we're fighting less islands, we need less coins, so it kind of balances itself out there. Right, I'm putting the pikes here at a pinch point where I think we're going to do most of the killing. I'm not sure about the guys who come through the cave, if they're actually going to be heading towards us, but they do. Right, now we're pulling back with the pikes because we've got archers. This is a nice island to defend. I mean, they've only got really one way they can come, and that's up some stairs. Unfortunately, we've got archers against us, and as you know, archers are not nice to fight. But we should be fine, and if we need our pikes, we can use them. We've got bombs, we've got the warhammer. I'm not using them at this point because I don't think they're necessary, and later on we're going to need those abilities really big, but right now just charging in is fine. This is what archers can do. Even infantry who are good against archers, they just pick you off one at a time. There you go, another one goes down, and suddenly our infantry are dwindling a bit. Now pikes, we're bringing it down to the bottom level. We're going to hide them from the archers. We want to use the warhammer on these archers coming from the right. Now I need the timing to be right. I needed to just check that we can in fact hit that square. I've actually timed this slightly wrong, but I think it's fine. Good. That's good. Now I'm thinking about replenishment here. Do I do a replenishment? But I'm thinking of bombs probably for the best. Pikeman at the top of the hill, probably okay. I think that bomb's slightly wrong, in the wrong place, but I'm just going to use the bombs to finish them off. Why not? Nice and easy island. Just the way that pinch point happened meant that was a nice easy island for us to navigate, and that went well for us. Right, so Sidore's done. Akaroy has got a new character. Upgrade him. What do we want? Do we want abilities? Do we want a better bomb? I think the upgrade on the bomb doesn't give us a new bomb. It just makes it stronger. So no, we do get an extra bomb. And I remember that I've accidentally double clicked on that, which I've done before. I wasn't necessarily going to go for that, but I actually think it probably was the right choice. Just getting 3 bombs is probably the correct call at this stage. A pike charge would, I think, also not been a wrong decision, but an extra bomb, really useful for us. Right, we still got archers coming. I think probably we're looking at shields turning up here. Yes, we are. Shields in the bottom corner. So we're going to use our swordsman to take out the 2 archers in the top, and we're going to try and put our pikemen with the wall to their back. That's a good idea to do if you can. If you find your pikes get knocked out of formation, it helps if they've got something behind them. So like a wall in this situation helps. and I kind of like a house next to you as well. Stops the enemy surrounding you, so even this is quite a decent position for pikes to be in. I'm thinking they were maybe about using a bomb, but I didn't need it. We're rushing in on those archers. They're really annoying when there's just one enemy left behind, and with your pikes it's tempting to charge in, but it's also at the same time quite dangerous to charge in. Right, now we've got archers coming from the right, so we want to use infantry for those archers, but we've also got infantry behind us, and I'm trying to work out what's the best thing to do here. Maybe a Warhammer on this first dude, but no, I'm going to charge in on the first one and maybe Warhammer on the second lot, although I do see a big group of enemies at the bottom, so I don't know if that would be better to use the arc. Maybe that's the time to use the bomb for them. Now, where can we reach with the bomb? Okay, so that house is blocking us. So I'm looking here at ways I can throw that bomb, and that's the perfect position. That's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to throw that bomb, land in the middle of this enemy group. That's a really good shot by that archer. We're distracting the archers with our infantry. Right, that's gone really well. And having 3 bombs at this stage is so powerful. Like, I'm not even utilising them that much, but don't you worry. And don't you worry if you think this looks a bit easy at the moment, because this is going to get out of control so quickly. I mean, having 2 heroes, I don't like going to many islands with 2 heroes when we're playing a normal playthrough from about, I don't know, it's not many turns from now. Because there's going to be, when you've got a whole load of different enemies coming at you, just having that ability to have at least 3 characters. So if you haven't seen it, go watch our 3 heroes only, and you'll see that that wasn't too bad. I mean, it was okay, and we had strong characters, but 2 heroes is terrible, honestly. And it looks quite easy at the moment, but it's about to get bad. Something else to say while we're considering what we do at this point. Do we go cow soy? I'm looking at which direction will give us more money, because I'm trying to upgrade our troops as quickly as possible. And I want to get to veterans, and then I want to get to elites as quickly as possible. So Kelsoy, I think is probably, well, it's worth 3, 4, 5. I think because it's easy to defend, that's why I went this direction. And I want to go along that top route because the top route has more coins. Now, another chance while we're waiting for these enemies to come towards us. If you love Bad North, and you're one of those people who comments under every one of my videos, and there are some of you who I do an XCOM video or I do a potato video and you say Bad North in the comments, and it's fair enough, you love the Bad North content. I've got a pinch point here, and I'm just going to make them charge up at this pinch point. And if that's you, that's fine. You love the Bad North content, you want me to play Bad North, that's good, this is for you. But what I would say is, if that's you, please like this content, because when you like it, it helps it do better, and it kind of like helps us make these videos. If kind of like no one watches our videos, it definitely acts as a decent. Oh, there's a bomb. I'm not sure that was necessary, but kind of it's fine. And I need to use my bombs on something. Yeah, when we get likes and when we get a lot of people watching our videos, it really helps us to produce more videos. Like the same thing. If we don't, obviously less incentive for us to produce more Bad North videos. So yeah, leave a like on this video, subscribe on this video if you haven't already. I think it's like 98% of you haven't subscribed, so that might be some of you listening. If you like our content and you want to support us, just click that button, that'd be great. Right, I'm kind of like mucking about here a little bit on this island because honestly they can't really touch us, and in a sense I could just hold this island with my pikeman. The problem with doing that is I would be just left with my swordsmen who can't hold any island on their own, and so, well, I say I could probably do that. I mean, look at this wave. Maybe a couple of bombs and you could still survive this wave, but it is a bit more sketchy. This is something you shouldn't do, children. You definitely shouldn't put your swordsmen in front of your spears, because they can get stuck there. Right, bombs away. We're getting our bombs down on these infantry. Again, not necessary. We would still kill them with our pikes, but it kills them, clears them quicker. We actually haven't got that many swordsmen left. But we're going to clear this wave, no problem. But yeah, if you're one of the people who aren't subscribed, it really helps us, and it helps the videos do well, so just think about doing that. Jabena we cannot use. We cannot use any more items. We've got the items that we're going to use to the end of the run. Now we've got 11 coins. I think we need 12 to get to veteran, so I'm going to save those coins. I'm looking to get to veteran at this point. Sphinoi gives us more coins than Dusk. I think Dusk gives us 5. The kind of the square houses give you 3 coins, the kind of rectangle give you 2, and the single ones give you 1. So that's worth 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is worth a lot of coins. Again, looks like a decent island to defend. There's 2 different directions they can come at us, front and back, which is a potential problem like here. Should be okay for this wave. If we get the pikes on one side, just blocking one of the routes up and then use the Warhammer, then we can kind of clear both sides. But I can see a scenario where this could become a problem, because if some decent troops come from one direction and the other one, we're going to have to rush between the sides. But that's a good use of Warhammer. Okay, now we got archers coming on the right. I would like to clear up these swordsmen before the archers come, so we can maybe throw a bomb, but probably it's better to use the infantry if we can. So far, yeah, I'm considering the bomb. That might sound silly, but I'm not really having enough occasions to use the bombs up at the moment, and archers up. Look how terrible that was. That is the thing about. See, it would have been good if that bomb had landed, because I've now taken some decent hits on the infantry, and I would like to replenish. And I'm just considering, can I do so? And I'm thinking, with pikes and with a bomb, I probably can replenish. So let's do it. Bit of a risk, but you know what I'm like. I take a bit of a risk. Now, going right on the coast end isn't a great idea, except I just wanted to clear that one dude, and because it's one dude, I think that was worth it. Now, another bomb going down on this second group, and not ideal because I missed, but one guy got away. It's okay, the infantry will come out. We can now clear up that one dude. Okay, now I want to use the Warhammer on these archers. That's my thinking. So we're waiting, and throw down that Warhammer now, see if we can get both groups. We can't, but it's okay. I think the infantry will be able to deal with these infantry. Pikes doing a bit of help. This wave, okay, now we took a lot of losses there with our infantry. Not ideal. We've got one bomb left. Now, what to do in this situation? I don't really want to replenish my infantry, but it's 4 on 4 in the bottom. What do we do? I kind of want my pikes, but I think 4 can take on 4, if I'm honest. But I'm also slightly worried. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to throw a bomb down. And we're going to hope we time this right. And now we're going to move up. Okay, so that bomb's going to be perfect. My infantry I was sending there just in case. Now the archers, bad for us. But I think the pikes will just have to tank. And then we get our infantry down to clear up the archers. And, okay. Already you're seeing problems. With 2 heroes, if you get a bad wave, a bad attack on your infantry, you lose a lot of infantry, you're already struggling, you're already in trouble. So that is worth factoring in. You've got to be on the ball at all times. You've got to be on the ball. Right, so stack is going to give us a lot of coins. We've got 1 upgrade worth 18, so we can upgrade to maybe veteran infantry or pikes. I'm thinking all pike charge. See, that's the other option. Veterans, another pike charge is really good for us, to be fair. Stack hasn't got any high ground, so we can't use a plunge attack. This will be a tricky island. Anything flat is tricky for us. Not so much at this point, but you're going to see as the run goes on, flat is going to become really problematic, because the infantry have a plunge attack, and that gives you kind of like 1 extra way that you can kill big groups. And when you're on a flat island, obviously you can't use a plunge attack, so that's 1 less attack. When you've got 2 units, that's a significant decrease on your amount of attacks. So we've got Warhammer, we've got Pike Rush, we'll have Plunge, we'll have Bomb. So that's 4. So that goes down by 25% and we lose Plunge. 25%. Right. Now I've put my infantry here to just dissuade the shields all to run around the pikeman. That's why I did that. So as you see there, that shield dude, as soon as our infantry moved, he just ran. And that's what they do. If you don't have a way to dissuade them, they will just run in a different direction. So you kind of want your infantry there as blockers. And normally, on most bad north runs, you're always going to have that. But unfortunately, we don't have enough troops. So we're going to have to find ways to send them in the direction we want. Now we're using our pikes to try and clear up those 3 on the 3. I'm again worried about... That's the perfect Warhammer. Again, they're going to run away from us here in this bottom corner from our pikes. And that is frustrating for us. The pikes are obviously really good units when you can pinch enemies into a point, but on an island like this we can't easily. Now pike charge is really good here, but the problem with pike charge at the moment is we've got a limited range, so we need to kind of get in close and the archers are going to hurt us. Now even just a bit of hurt. Okay, now we need to move our pikes up so we can actually do a pike rush. Infantry are already lost men. We need to replenish them, but we kind of also can't. Right, pike rush is going. And we needed that to go well. We have pinned them into the corner. I'd like to rush in a bit more. Right. Now, archers versus pikes. You never really want to do this. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to find a way. I'm thinking bomb, but we don't want to lose any men if possible. Okay, that was a good dodge. We're throwing a bomb. We want them to stay in position. Okay, that bomb actually was pretty bad, but we're going to sit right on top of them. But unfortunately, we have lost a lot of pikes. And so I think the pikes are going to have to replenish here. And then the infantry are going to have to maybe use their Warhammer. I don't know if it's replenished. It has replenished, so we are okay. We're going to get in position. We need our Warhammer, and we need to time this right. We can't get this wrong. And that... Oh, we got it wrong. Okay. Seriously dangerous. Might lose a house here. We've got to hope our swordsmen fight well. We've got a big group of enemies coming. I'm hopeful my pikemen will come out. We're going to try and distract until the pikes come. We haven't got a pike rush left. We have got a bomb though. Okay, final wave's incoming. We're going to maybe throw the bomb around the corner if we can. The problem with throwing the bomb here is if we throw it in front of us... Okay, we actually need to move back. I don't really want to do this, but that went really well. But this final wave is... Oh, this is bad. So, this is just really horrible. And maybe it doesn't seem so horrible to you, but I've died a number of times trying to do this run because, like in this situation, if I get that stuff wrong, maybe twice in a row, done. The run is done. Those archers just killed an infantry. They just shot through him. Okay, that was a really good shot. Now the pikes we need our bomb. We need our pike rush. We've not got many infantry. I don't really want to lose my infantry. We're going to send the infantry over to deal with the one guy. We're going to do a pike rush here with these archers. Okay, I think we're okay. But you can see how sketchy that was. Thankfully, we still kept all those islands alive, and that is the houses alive, and that is big for us. And the reason it's so big, keeping all those houses alive, 15 coins. That's basically going from a normal troop to a veteran, just on the island. And it's not always easy with that many houses to keep everyone alive. So let's create something. Now I'm looking here at Tonka and Dusk, and I'm going, could I send an infantry to Tonka and a pikeman to Dusk and get the coins? So do 2 islands with 2 characters, and I did really seriously consider that, but this run's going well, and how much do I want to risk that? Okay, that's good. So we've got veteran pikes, infantry. Let's go for veteran infantry. I'd also like plunge attack, but again can't afford it. I need to decide soon if I want to do Dusk, basically this turn, because we're about to lose the island. Now, I think the problem also with Dusk is the pike. There's no pinch point there on the island, so I don't think we're going to do it. I'm going to go for rum, I think. There's 6 coins on rum. There's only 5 on Dusk. I think it was Dusk or Tang. I'm not sure what it's called. Right. This island, we've got fallback position. So we can go and defend that house up the top if we need to. This is not an easy wave to stop, actually, because we can't do a Warhammer. We kind of know that they're going to go the direction that we aren't standing, but unfortunately, maybe it would be best to step back one and just use a Warhammer on that spot in front of us. Okay, so they're heading towards our pikes, that's great, and now there's the Warhammer. Okay, that was not good. I thought we were going to make them go flying, but it didn't happen. Now, we've got a big group coming from the south. I don't like it when they're staggered here. Staggered is really bad for us because we can't just like block 2 directions easily. So we want to deal with the archers. We want to get our pikes in position but not get shot by the archers. I'd love a pike rush here. So I'm kind of just holding position with the infantry. Bit of a misplay there with the click, but we dealt with that okay. We've still got the bombs if we need them. We haven't taken too many losses. Right, Warhammer feels like a waste on this wave. We can definitely pinch these in the bottom corner. Maybe we use a Warhammer on these shields and then just run in on the... Or maybe we run in... Right, Warhammer here or run in. That's what I'm weighing up. Okay, we're going to run in. We are going to use a Warhammer. I don't think that was the best use of the Warhammer. The pikes are going to hold the line in the south. We haven't taken a lot of losses. We got 3 bombs. Okay, so it's not looking too bad. I would like to replenish my infantry. I think that maybe would have been a good moment to do so. But we've still got a lot of men left. So don't think we need to. And I'm thinking here, well, the pikes should be able to deal with these shields. Okay, so we've got a final wave. And we've still got 3 bombs. So I'm moving back here. I'm going to chuck a bomb. I'm not sure that was the right play, but it is a play. Right. And we've got archers coming from the south, so the pike's a bit useless yet there. We have got shields at the top, and I have got a Warhammer. Now, maybe we throw a bomb at these archers in the south. Probably would be best to let them gather around that house, to be honest. I don't know if I'm even going to do that. But I think in hindsight that would have been a better play. I've totally forgot about my Warhammer, so let's use that now. Okay, we knocked most of them into the water. Let's use another bomb. Why not? Get that bomb down. Okay, there's 1 enemy left. We should be able to clear them up. Wasn't the cleanest, but it will do. And once again, we complete that island. That's 6 coins. Plunge attack, I'm thinking, would be a good way of upgrading at this stage. This is, by the way, I'm going to do this series as longer videos. You'll have already seen this. This is like going to be an hour-long episode. When I recorded it, I think I kind of made a break point at 25 minutes, but then I decided I was going to do a longer episode. Now, let me know if you prefer that. That'd be really helpful if in the comments you said, actually, I prefer the longer episodes. Right, we're going to get Plunge. It gives us a new option. We're going to go to the next turn. Now, Scary and Rat Heart have a new type of enemy. Now, what that is, could be the Axe Throwers, could be a Brutes. I'll be honest, I don't remember what it is. I would prefer Axe Throwers, I think, but both are problematic for us. It's Brutes, I now remember. It is Brutes. Okay, so we've got Brutes straight away. Pikemen, we can deal with them. So, moving into position with our pikes. And I don't know why I'm moving here. That's the perfect position to deal with these brutes. Yeah, we don't want to move. We want to stay right there. I would actually like to upgrade these pikemen because even as vets, look at them. We're not clearing those pikes very quick. Those brutes very quickly. Now, not great having archers coming both sides. I think we're going to just try to rush between the two with our swordsmen, not waste Maybe we could do a pike charge. That's an option. Yeah, that's an option. So we're going to rush in with our swordsman. And, okay, that pike charge was an option, but we didn't have the long range pike charge. So we're going to instead rush back with our swordsman. Hope they don't destroy that building. That's a thing that they can easily do. Okay, I think we took a loss with our infantry, which is not great. Now, this would be a perfect pike charge. It would also be a decent place for a bomb, but I think a pike charge is better here. We want to kind of distract these archers with our infantry, get them to shoot at us, or maybe we ground pound. That's actually a good option, and the reason for that is because he's got energetic, his ground pound recovers really quickly. Although, saying that, I think saving a ground pound for these brutes would be decent. Maybe a pike charge again would be good for these brutes. Now, pike charge against brutes is kind of like, can be good and bad. You can knock them into the water. The negative thing is you put yourself in amongst them, and then they can do a lot of damage. So I don't think a bomb's a great option here, to be honest, because you just knock them over. It does do some damage. Right, let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's what can happen. If you knock them into the water, it's kind of gone well for you. If you just make them all sit down on the ground, not gone so well. That's why I used my bomb, because it was the last wave. I knew I had to use up those bombs. But bombs aren't great against brutes, to be honest. Okay, Scary's great. And let me know in the comments what items you would use on this run. If you had to use 2 heroes on very hard, what items would you use? So would you use bombs? Would you use a war horn? That was an option I used before when I completed this one, on the one that I recorded wrong. And that was a good option. Other items, you could use mines. I personally don't like mines, but that doesn't just mean that they're not a bad option. Tower Isle should be easy enough to defend, I think. There's only kind of one way up, and we do want to defend this house down the bottom. We can use plunge on this island if we need it. I'm trying to think of other items. So, ring a command. Good option if you have archers, if you do this with archers. So, let's think about what we're going to do here. And what I will say, actually, if we can get to, let's give ourselves a target. If we can get to 100 likes after the first week of this video, I will straight away go and make 2 heroes with Bad North, very hard, with 2 heroes with archers and either pikemen or infantry. Okay? That's my promise to you. So if we can get to 100 likes, definitely said 100 likes in 1 week's time, then I will make the next video. I mean, I might not release it straight away because I'll have to then make it and then record my voice, but I will start making that immediately. I promise you that. So there's an incentive to hit the like button. I sound so needy, but you kind of have to be if you're a YouTuber, otherwise you spend all this time doing stuff and then people don't watch it and you're like, oh man. Right, we're moving in close to finish off this brute. We've got a lot of archers coming in. This is a good place for a plunge, I'm thinking. The question is, where can we do a good plunge from? I'm going to look at the... Can we plunge from this? We can plunge from that position there. Now, it is worth checking that, because if you're ever using plunge... okay, final wave's incoming. You do want to check it, because there are certain heights that you can't do a plunging attack from until you get the top level plunging attack. And like, I think plunging attack is like the worst. Are we going to do bomb? Okay, we are throwing a bomb down here. Not a great use of the bomb, to be honest. I think it would have been better to use a plunging attack. And because of that, the archers hadn't committed to much. And there we go. But we have got a Warhammer. We should be fine here. Okay, that last infantry was not easy to deal with. Okay, we're going to go for a bomb again. Can we get the timing right? Now, bomb is all about the timing. I'm thinking about now. About now. Come on. Come on past me. I think this is too late. But But the thing is about the archers is, okay, I was actually wrong. That was the perfect timing. The thing is about archers is they do take slightly longer. I was trying to knock him off the boat there. They take slightly longer to come off the boat than other units. There is a need to kind of pause a little bit longer. Particularly if they're shooting at stuff, they stop and you can kind of like miss throw. So what's actually sometimes better to do is let them go around the corner, start throwing stuff at your house, and then they group up. That might have been a better option. We're going to go to the next turn. What we're going to upgrade. Okay, we nearly can get another bomb, which makes our bombs more powerful. And seeing as we got so many, that's a great option. Question marks over whether that's better than an elite. Do we want to upgrade to elites or do we want a top level bomb? I can't remember what I chose. I don't remember what I prioritised. I'm thinking now that getting the elite would be better. Maybe an elite pikeman, but I don't know. 3 top level bombs is also really good. Right. There's something to be said for. I was thinking a plunge, but actually I don't think I can reach where these guys are going to land. I'm thinking this is Warhammer territory. I don't know why I'm considering the bomb here, because Warhammer's definitely better because Warhammer's reusable, bombs are not reusable. Yeah, it might be partly because we're not using up the bombs, and so I'm just kind of going, well, we've got enough bombs, but let me promise you this, we will be using up the bombs. That's the wrong place to be doing the Warhammer. That's why I'm hesitating. Oh, but we used it where we did, and we killed a lot of them. Now, there's loads more archers. I really hate archers on this game. I hate the way that their mechanics work. I hate the way that they kind of like... Now, I was looking for a plunge there, but we didn't get it right. I hate the way that they're gonna give me damage on my infantry, even though I've got the unit that kills them. We're gonna go for a bomb here, and I think that's the right option. Just getting the timing right is the key here, though. Now infantry are... That's the other problem with archers. You always seem to leave quite a few of them alive, and not even just 1 or 2. And with 2 heroes, that's not good. Right, so we've got 2 men left, and so we're going to replenish. And the reason is I'm feeling confident here. I think the pikes can take these shields. We've got more archers coming to the right-hand side, and that's a good use of a pike charge, to be fair. We just clean them up. Now I'm thinking a bomb would be good here. I think. Problem with having bombs with pikes is you kind of want to throw the bomb at least 2 places away from you. I also don't want to be shot by the archers if possible. Okay, now we're going to chuck the bomb. I think that's too early for the archers. But we're going to now replenish and get our infantry in on these archers. And we're going to rely on our Warhammer if we need it. Okay, that was the right play. That was good. So the Warhammer I don't think is even necessary, and we can use it to deal with those brutes. There's only 6 archers coming here, but from different directions makes them more tricky. They got a lucky shot in there. Like, that's a long range shot. Pikemen can also deal with these brutes, so that's fine. I don't think we need to use a Warhammer on them. That was just like a punt by those archers, and they killed one of my men. You know, kind of arch their shot. Okay. This is going okay. I do want to use a Warhammer here. I have got an extra bomb. I think the Warhammer will be great for that first boat on the left. We're going for that. Now we're looking for doing this. Then we're going to deal with the archers. Then the bomb maybe for the second group. But first group's also fine. And we didn't use... This is the problem with the plunge attack. Oh, see, that's annoying. That was my fault, really. I had lives to play with. I should have distracted them with the pikeman. That was a waste of 2 coins. Rushing in with the pikeman would have caused me casualties, but I knew it was the last wave. I should have paid that price there. So got that wrong. But okay, that's fine. Now we've got 16 upgrade coins, so we can now upgrade our bombs if we want to. Do we want to? Do we want to go for elites? Next level, I mean, energetic Warhammer, that's also good. I think bombs. I think bombs are good. But obviously past me he's not sure, maybe going for elites. Now we're considering mounds. There's quite a few coins on that island. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we look ahead, there's not a lot of islands with 7 coins on it. Onan is one where you could get 6, 7, 8 coins. So we could go out back and fight that right now. That's an option. So I'm looking at ways of making more coins. If you look in the future, there's not many islands that are giving us many coins. So that's what we're considering. That's what we're weighing up here. So obviously we're going to fight Muckle Row, but yeah, we just decided we're gonna go here. Now the problem with the island behind us was I think there was a lot of enemies. It feels a little bit risky even now. And as you've been seeing, we're doing fine. I mean, we're really powerful, but we're not kind of acing this island. Now I'm thinking here Warhammer to deal with the first boat, and then rushing in to deal with the archers. I think we want to keep the pikemen alive if possible, so that's why we're keeping the pikemen out of the way. Just need to get our timing right on this first boat. That's the perfect Warhammer. We cleared the whole boat. Now we're going to rush in on this group. Don't think we've taken any casualties yet, so that's really good. Okay, enemies coming from 2 directions. Let's use the pinch point to the south. Can we use plunge attack? That's now what I'm thinking. Pikemen deal with the guys to the south. The plunge attack on these to the left. Let's say the left, because as we spin our camera, south and north don't really work, do they? Okay, that's good. Plunge attack works. Pikemen should defend us here from these 2 boats. You don't want to put your swordsmen too close behind your pikemen, because they have a tendency of rushing around the front. Causing, just being really annoying. Right, Warhammer's back, so I actually think the Warhammer would have been better on the left hand side here, but I think it's still not a problem. No, it actually works, so it works on both sides. Okay, the Warhammer will not replenish. Now we're going to have to deal with 2 sets of brutes. Pikemen are good. We can do a plunge attack. But the plunge attack will not kill these brutes. It will knock them over and give us more time. And I think that's what I'm thinking. So the pikemen are going to deal with the guys on the left, and we're going to just try and slow them down. We can even try and kill them, but they'll stand up and start doing massive damage to us. Right, we dealt with one of them. We just kind of want to distract them here, but this is really bad. We've got lots of archers incoming. We have got the Warhammer. I think a bomb is on the cards. And maybe a Warhammer. But I also need to replenish. Right, final waves incoming. This is where 2 heroes is really tricky. Because we have no time to replenish. We have to just go with fighting. Right, the Warhammer wasn't perfect. I would like to replenish. Can we deal with this final wave? We've got Pike Rush. We've got Bomb. We're going to replenish, I think. We're pretty useless with just 2 guys. Now, I think this is what I decided. We use a bomb on the east side boat, and we do a pike charge on the brutes. The brutes could be a problem if they get to the high ground. Okay, no, so that's why we're going pike charge. And now we're going to... Okay, we've left an infantry guy alive, and that actually has disrupted us. Infantry are back out, so let's pull back with our pikes. We have got a Warhammer here. Infantry just pulling back. Okay, we dealt with it. I think it would have been better to throw a bomb to the east and then pike charge. So a bomb to the right and then a pike charge to the left. That would have been a better option. But turned out okay. Muckle Row's completed. We're letting Onan go. Okay, maybe it would have been better to go back to Onan. Actually, now looking at the map, we can get elites. We're going for elites. We're going to the next turn. Yeah, looking back at that, maybe Onan would have been a better island, but we're just actually going to keep pressing on, seeing if we can find a really big island with loads of coins. Okay, Tower Peak doesn't look too bad. Again, we've got a Alamo. And as you see later on in this run, we're going to need an Alamo. If you don't know what an Alamo is, it's kind of like your last point of resistance. I think it's based on a historical battle in America where there was a fortress that they pulled back to. It's kind of like your last point. It's pull back to the Alamo. It's a fun little piece of history, that. Right, we're going to use a Warhammer because we've got too many enemies coming. So we want the pikes to deal with the guys to the over there, and then I want my pikes in position that we just about got done. Now I did consider, and the last time I completed this, with fleet of foot with our pikes to move into position, and to be honest, it was really good, particularly for situations like that where you needed to rush across, having two heroes, having that ability to rush across. Right, we want all these archers to actually come off their boats. It kind of worked. Yeah, fleet of foot worked really well because you could rush across, but it also meant that your pikes set up really quickly. But I just felt like the second time I did this that having an extra bomb was better than having the speed. And I think that was the right call. I think that's still fair. Now, we can use one Warhammer here if we need to clean the first boat and then rush into the second boat. And I think that's what we're going to do. It's not a great Warhammer, but actually worked out quite well. We really don't want them destroying that house. They throw bombs really quite quickly. We've actually left an archer alive, which I'm not particularly happy with. I don't think I even noticed at this point. He hasn't. Fortunately, he's a really bad archer who couldn't hit anything. Right. Pikes should deal with the spear shields. Shields are not really dangerous to us. They just... this isn't a good bomb. I don't like that. We don't need to deal with that. But the pikes could definitely deal with that on their own. But I mean, I suppose the problem is with that many shields, they can knock the pikes out of formation. So maybe that's what I was thinking. But these are elite pikemen, so I'm not sure that is such a problem. Now I'm weighing up here between pike charge, Warhammer. I could use pike charge, or I could use Warhammer on that bottom group, and so I think I'm going for pike charge. So I'm just staying out of the way. Right, final wave's incoming. We're going to rush to the guys on the left, and we're going to pike charge to the archers. Okay, worked well. But unfortunately, we've taken a lot of casualties with our pikes by doing that. It's still fine. We've still got a Warhammer for this final wave, so that big boat on the left we should be able to deal with. We've got 2 bombs, so even with 4 pikes, still okay. Again, can't make mistakes, but we're feeling confident. So let's throw this bomb behind us. We don't want to throw it one position away from us because we'll literally knock ourselves into the water. Okay, that was the perfect bomb. And I think this Warhammer is going to deal with most of this wave. Absolutely perfect ending to that wave. That's what we love. We love a good use of the pike charge and the bomb throw. Right, really good. And 8 coins in the bank. What do we do with them? Okay, Bjarnarey has a lot of coins coming up. Maybe a better Warhammer. That is good. So we're now looking at a better top level Warhammers, top level bombs. Let's go next turn. So far, so good. We're ahead of the turn timer, so if we want to go off and fight an island off to the side, fight 2 islands in a turn, we can still do that. But as I say, it's going to ramp up and up the difficulty of this run. So don't think, oh, this is too easy. You're doing this too easily. Honestly, this run will not be too easy by the end. Having 2 heroes on the final island is horrible. Let me tell you that. Right. I'm thinking Warhammer here. They are synced up, those boats. I actually want to move my pikemen back because when we land with the Warhammer, we do not want to knock our own pikemen into the water. Look at that Warhammer. So good. Now, those shields, I think they will come through the tunnel we don't actually want to go right on the edge of the coast because they will knock us out of formation. So that's why we're moving our pikemen to the exit of that tunnel. We're going to get them to run through the tunnel, and we should deal with them here. Plunge attack, we're thinking here for this first boat on the right. The shields are coming through the tunnel, they've been dealt with. Hard to know when they're coming through the tunnel when you've actually dealt with them. Now here I'm actually thinking the pikes should be able to deal with that group. Yeah, we didn't actually need to use an ability. And again, the pikes should be able to deal with this group to the left. These two shields, the pikes should be able to deal with them. Although I'm weighing up what's the better option. I think a plunge attack on the right, shields on the left. Sorry, there's pikes on the left. And we've gone as close as we can so as to... Okay, we don't want to jump in the wrong direction here. That was an okay plunge. And we've got archers incoming. Okay, they've actually gone round our spears, which is not great, and they're going towards our house worth 3 coins. I don't like that at all. We need to kill them. We're looking for a bomb, but our captain hasn't got in position yet. We're getting distracted. We don't want them to destroy that house at the top. Oh, kill him. Please, someone kill him before he throws something. Oh, thank goodness for that. Right. Okay, so far, good. I think, again, they're going to go through the tunnel, so we can move our pikes to the exit of the tunnel. And we can use a Warhammer on these shields. Although we have got plunge back, so maybe we... It might be better to use the pikes to deal with these shields, to be honest, and then just redirect to the boat on the left. I actually think that might be better. So, right, the final wave's incoming. It's funny watching this back. In hindsight, we're just going to charge in on the shields. We will take some casualties, but it's fine. And we've got 2 massive boats coming to the south. I'm going to say the south. You know what I mean? To our right. And I don't know why I'm doing that. Pikes should never be used like this. I think we just want to use our bombs, but it's actually more risky than using the pikes to block, I think. I mean, we will do okay. Where does that come out? I think that's what I'm thinking there. Oh, it's straight below us. Okay. That, by the way, children, was a terrible use of pikemen, and now I've just run my pikemen straight through them. But I mean, if any of you think I'm really good at this game, there's a good example of a way that you really shouldn't play this game. That was a terrible use of my troops, but there we go. We did survive it. There wasn't such a catastrophic error that we totally died. And now we've got 2 new enemy units coming in lump. Now, those are going to be the axe throwers and the dual wielders, I'm thinking. And that's not good. Like, let's be clear, dual wielders are a problem for us. Because we haven't got any archers, and dual wielders are not a lot of a threat when you've got archers, but they're a big problem for us when we haven't. So we've got pike charge. That will deal with one group really well. Warhammer is another way we can deal with them. But ultimately, yes, you can see one there on the left. One guy's okay. When we've got a lot of dual wielders, that's not good. And from this point on, it's getting serious. Now, that many... I'm already weighing up my pike charge. He's going to rush straight at us. And this is annoying. I want to deal with those shields, but I can't. Because I need to deal with that dual wielder. So I'm going to just do that. I actually completely forgot about using the Warhammer because of that. So that's not good. So already the dual wielders kind of like phasing me out a little bit. we're going to get the shields, the spears, into position for that group. So that, right, and we're replenishing, because I think we're going to need the replenishment. If that's the only dual wielder on this level, that's great. But I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. Right, so 2 normal enemies. That should be good. If you can send me plenty more of those, that would be great. Okay, even more enemies. Just the normal dudes, we can deal with those. That is not a problem. We've got plunge attack if we need it. But I think for now, just using the pikes, we'll deal with these, no problem. We can even use our infantry to charge in if we need to. Okay, good. Pikeman, maybe we need to move back a bit. Okay, we got dual wielders in the south, in the left-hand side. I don't know why I keep using the south. I keep flipping around the camera. Right, bombs could deal with them. Warhammer could deal with them. Plunges also deals with them. Right, we're pulling away from those archers. Our focus is on the dual wielders. Now we need the timing to be right here. Okay, first time, very good. Now I need to deal with these archers. They're gonna be a problem. I want to do a bomb. That's a good use of a bomb. That will deal with them. That's how you want to use a bomb. You want to use a bomb when they're throwing stuff at the houses, because they focus on that. Oh, those archers doing a lot of damage to me. Right, that's a pinch point in this on the right hand side. So the pikes are getting in there. Maybe we're going to use a Warhammer for these other dudes. Okay, that's good. Our pikes are okay. We got loads more dual wielders incoming. And we still haven't found the other enemies that we're going to be coming up against. We have got pike charge. And pike charge is really good against dual wielders. So I think what we should do here is use the pike charge. We want to be moving our infantry as far away as possible, realistically. Okay, are we going to use a bomb? Because that's the wrong option. I think this is a pike charge situation. Okay, the bomb for the first lot. Okay, that's okay, I accept that. And then the pike charge is really good against them. Okay, and there we go. We've got axe throwers in the south. We've got shields in the left, on the left. Shields to the right. Okay, we've got plunge attack. Plunge attack. We got bomb. We got shields. I'm thinking probably best to plunge attack the axe throwers. Get them done. Now maybe just straight into a Warhammer. And then we're throwing a bomb to the oh yes, look at that. That was that's the reason you can say he's a pretty good player at this game, because that was just the way to clean up that wave, because not the easiest wave to deal with. So really good. So I think we got time for at least one more island here. I don't know if I'm going for Dawn or for Harsh Rock. Let's go to the next wave. We've got 13 coins. We're trying to get elite infantry here, really. That I think is maybe elite infantry, maybe better bombs. Better Warhammer I also want. Now I'm looking here, I'm thinking the top route probably worth more coins. But Gramsay hasn't got any high ground, so that's worth bearing in mind. Just like Dawn, no high ground here. Thankfully no dual wielders. That's something to be thankful about. But okay, so we're 75% weaker on this island, I'm going to say. Because we now don't have plunge attack. The other thing about not having high ground is we have less pinch points. Now we have got some walls. This looks like a Warhammer all day long. So we want to wait till they land, and then we want to get in close, and we want to just knock them all into the water, finish off that last guy, not lose anyone. Perfect. Now, these next wave, axe throwers, archers. So they can really hurt our pikemen, but our pikemen have got pike rush. So I'm thinking pike rush to the axe throwers. We kind of want the axe throwers to throw their axes at the shields. that we've got, and then pike rush. We're actually going to pike rush it in a weird direction, which I've never seen before, but that's kind of cool. Archers have hurt one of our pikes. Maybe this is a time for a bomb. Maybe a time to replenish, in fact, if we can get a Warhammer back. We have got a Warhammer back. I think this is a replenishment moment, but we've probably left it too late at this moment. And that is a problem. Okay, we're going to go for the bomb. I'm not sure this was the best use of a bomb, because we now need to, that is going to hurt us, exactly. I think that was a mistake, and now we're still going to have to use a ground pound. So, need to replenish now, I think. We've used a bomb. Problem is, we do need to replenish, but we need to deal with these axe throwers, and we're not going to have the warhammering time. So we're going to have to keep our... Yeah, see, this is bad. Because we've lost our moment to replenish. And there was definitely a moment to replenish there. Okay. I think we're going to try and take the axe throws and then move back. Let our pike... Okay, it's the last wave. It's actually not the end of the world. If they gather together, we just throw the bomb at them. Fortunately, that's not going to be the perfect bomb. I think it would have been better to get a bit closer. So this wave is the last wave. Unfortunately, a lot of those guys survived, and they've actually killed one of our houses. We have got another bomb. We've got the Warhammer back. Okay. So let's get back. Leave a comment if you enjoying this Two Heroes run. That'd be great. Let's use the Warhammer. Okay, that was a really good Warhammer. Perfect timing. We got it. Island done. Unfortunately lost a house. That was through a misplay, really. I think if we moved one step closer with our pikeman, we could have absolutely cleared them up. So that was a mistake. One more island, I think. I think we have time. Bjarne has a lot of cliffs. Brinnick is another option. And they both have quite a lot of coins. It might be worth fighting at both these islands. Just depends. Depends if we ever come up against an island with a lot more coins further in the future, and are we going to want to fight that? Are we even going to be able to fight that? That's another question. So okay, doesn't look too bad as an island. We've got axe throws to the left, which is fine, and then archers behind. Bit staggered. It's not ideal, so I think probably we want a Warhammer to start off with. See if we can hold on to that Warhammer and clear as many of these off as we can. We kind of want as many boats to land as we can. We don't want to throw it too early. Okay, that's good. We cleaned up most of them. I don't really want to be knocked over by... Okay, that was a really good start. Now... Okay. Not an easy wave, this wave. Because we've got a big boat. We've used our Warhammer. Big boat to one side. We've got an axe thrower. Axe thrower we want to use up against our shields. We want to deal with that brute. Can we get the bomb on the infantry? That's what we're going to go for. That was a bad use of a bomb, unfortunately. And so now we're going to have to go straight into pike charge. Okay, not ideal there. Shields now to use against those brutes, I think, makes sense. Can we get rid of all of these brutes in one go? That would be the ideal, but they're a bit staggered again. Again, pike charge might be good here. So we've let the first boat land, and now we're just holding off. Okay, that was a good use of that. We've got axe throws to the left, infantry to the right. Maybe a plunge attack against those axe throwers. Okay, this is good. This is going okay. Not too bad so far. We've still got 2 bombs. Still got 2 bombs. Did we get the timing right? We kind of did. Although one guy got away. So let's go. Oh, 2 guys got away. Not ideal. Can we deal with the second guy? We've now got a brute in the open. That's a bit frustrating. And this infantry at the... Okay. Now we need to do this right. That brute might be a problem. He might deal with that house, because I really don't know how we... Okay, we've actually managed to attract him towards us. But we don't want him going towards the infantry, because he will do a lot of damage. Right, we've got a lot of brutes coming now. We will have a pike charge soon. We haven't got a Warhammer. It's not the final wave yet, also. So, how do we deal with this? It's going to be hard to deal with all of these at once. Here's the final wave. Can we get the Warhammer back? We kind of want... I think we might have to give up... Okay, we've got a big group coming to the... Right. That's a good start. See if we can distract these brutes. Oh, that was a misclick, and we actually let a brute survive. Okay, this is not good. That house... I think that house is going to go. Oh, and we've been knocked out of formation. Okay, this is very bad. Okay, we need to pull back. We need to pull back. This might be Alamo point. Alamo. Okay. Now, is there any way with these infantry? Okay, I'm gonna try and deal with this boat to the west, and we're just giving up. Really annoying. Don't go that way. What are you doing? They've got a death wish. Okay. See, that's me getting a bit greedy. I'm kind of worried about... I don't want to lose those coins, but to be honest, we just have to give them up. Let's pull back. Let's pull back. Get our pikes in formation. We have got bomb. Let's replenish. They have got some archers, which is not ideal, but we have got the bomb, so we can use the bomb on them. The pikes will be able to deal with the brutes. We can't reach them, unfortunately. I think we're just going to tank as many hits as we can. We can use a bomb on that one archer down the bottom there. So there's one way of dealing with him. And then the infantry come out. Okay, annoying. Really quite an annoying wave. But I don't think it was necessary to lose those 2 buildings, but what can you do? Okay, and we've made that brute come back to life. So, 6 coins just wasted. We only got 2. But to be honest, on this run, we need to put up with that. We need to just... If we lose stuff, we lose stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this run. And if you have, I'll see you next time.